comic book friends, I'm Travis, and it's new comic book day, or at least new comic book day for me. 18 books this week. I got last week's books yesterday. So, going priority mail, I get my books in 2 days. Going FedEx ground, I get my books in, 8 days. So, I got 14 books last week. I'm not going to show those here, just because it would take, that much longer, and people don't want to sit through a whole video that's that long. I got about half the books read last night. Probably I will put reading the rest of those on hold. I will read this week's books first, so I can talk about them on the Comic Book Roundtable, and then I'll get back to the rest of last week's books. But at any rate, 18 books this week. Let's see what we got. Get past the junk here. Wonder Woman, issue number 30. I hope we're going to start getting some great improvement here. This is another Heart of the Amazon. This might be the last issue of the Heart of the Amazon storyline. I'm kind of hoping it is. I just haven't been really very excited by the Fontana storyline. It's just been kind of, all right, but not real exciting. And I want my superhero comics to not be so blasé. And I especially want my Wonder Woman book to be cool. So, and right now it's just... It's mediocre at best. Next up, we have Superwoman, Supermax. Perkins is now clearly our print runner. I don't know who did the cover of this. KWJ. I don't know whose initials are. I don't know. It's kind of a sketchy cover. I like the design of the cover. I don't like the actual line work and inking and stuff itself. We'll see what's going on here. I really kind of like this new Superwoman, but haven't been super excited by the stories. They've been fine. It's a monthly comic, so as opposed to the Wonder Woman I complained about being mediocre, I get it twice a month. Twice a month mediocre really is in my face and makes it hard to consume. Swallow the parts that aren't as good. But this being a monthly book, I'm still on board for now. We'll see. We're going to get some Supergirl on it, so I'm kind of excited about that. Check that out and see how it goes. I'm still ordering that. I haven't dropped it yet, but we'll see. It's one of those ones that's kind of on the fence. The Damned, something that's definitely not on the fence. Illgotten is the storyline here. This is issue number 4 by the wonderful creators Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt, and Bill Crabtree of Six Gun fame. I've been really enjoying this. I'm about halfway through the first trade now. I started reading it quite a bit, and then kind of it got set off the side. Been doing some other stuff and haven't gotten around to finishing reading up that first trade. Not needed to jump on with this series. Just kind of gives you some background on our main character there. So definitely excited to see where this goes. Love the artwork in it, as always, by Brian Hurt and Bill Crabtree. Birthright, issue number 26. A really cool cover. Fantasy book. I really enjoyed this fantasy book. I really, really love the Brunson art. The Brunson art is just amazing stuff. Some great line work and shades and shadows and inking and details and all the great stuff that just, for me, eye candy wise, makes the book worth the read, regardless of the story. I'm enjoying the story though. We've got our hero, Mikey, who we've found out has kind of sold his soul off to the bad guy before this whole thing even started. And they've been romping through our normal world, slinging magic and dragons and all kinds of stuff has been crazily been happening. So I'm curious to see how that all plays out and whatnot. Are we going to go back to the magic realm? What's going to really happen? You don't know. It's a massive explosion of chaos has happened in the last few issues. So very much excited to see where it goes. And we have a baby on the way, or a baby has been born. I cannot remember that. I'm interested about that aspect of it too. Very much so. Insects, issue number 13. This is the final issue. I didn't realize that this was being canceled. I'm not upset that it's being canceled. It's been kind of a strange and fun read along the way. I'm not 100% sure it's something I'd recommend to anybody. There's aspects of it that I really like. And some that are, okay. But it's been fun. It's been an enjoyable 13 issues of just kind of seeing what kind of crazy quasi-erotica monster feminist book kind of thing you could have, and it's been fun for some of those aspects and whatnot. So I'm curious to see how this issue ends and ends the book. Yeah. Here we are, Grass Kings. This is issue number, what do I want to say? Issue number 7 of Grass Kings. Always an excellent book. I love the art in it. It's really kind of this kind of intriguing story also. Getting into some darker secrets of the Grass King's land and the place that was that's next door that they kind of are combating with. I can still feel it. The cover stock on these books is crazy. It's this super hard cover stock. It's like the equivalent of what would be on a trade kind of cover stock. I think it's just amazing to have it on a regular book, regular what seems to be typical price $3.99 book now. That's just kind of mind blowing to me. It'd be that kind of quality on it. It's pretty awesome. Retcon. This is a new book. This is issue number 1. I'll tell you right off the bat, the reason I picked this up is for the artist. Toby Cypress is on this. This is the artwork that's going to be inside. I love his style of artwork. It's just I don't know, edgy, just enough kind of strange, not 100% pure realism. It has its it clearly has its own style and finesse, and I just love all those kinds of things about it. The story is written by Matt Nixon. I'm assuming that Matt Carozzi is probably maybe the colorist, I want to say. I have to look inside to know for sure. And my understanding that basically this retcon is the retcon, the reintroduction of a comic book that never existed in the first place. I think is the kind of the supposed premise or tagline to it and whatnot. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. Not that I necessarily care because, like I said, for me it really is all about the Toby Cypress artwork. There's another book going to be coming out fairly soon that he has artwork in also. It's the Gravediggers Union. It's a book that he is doing with the artist of Deadly Class, Wes Craig. Wes Craig does some of the artwork in it, but mostly he's doing the story. It's a idea that he's been having in his art books, last couple art books. So I'm excited about that too, but super excited about this kind of crazy thing. And just looking here to see, oh no, I take it back. All the art's by Toby Cypress. That means he does the coloring too. And Matt Crozer is the letterist. But yeah, it's just, like I said, you get this kind of crazy, I really like his style of art. White Suits is something really big that he did a while ago. I really love the art in it. It was mostly a black and white book with occasional reds and oranges and that sort of thing. So yeah, so I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing what's in this. I don't think this is like a big long book. I think it's going to be a 4 or 6 issue miniseries. I don't know that 100% for sure. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to checking it out to see what it is and what all is going on. I was just looking to see if there was kind of a I'm just trying to look to see if there was something here that gave us kind of a quick premise as to this is what it is. This is what the story is. But I'm not seeing that, and I don't want to waste you guys' time while I kind of hum and haw through it to give you a premise on there was maybe like be a inside, like inside book cover kind of thing. Because some of these books have those. This one doesn't. But anyway, so definitely looking forward to that for, like I said, the Toby Cypress art. Anything else? American Gods. This is issue number 7. Like I said, I quit reading it. Disembodied Voice. She's reading it, so that's why I'm getting it. You'd have to ask her if you want to know how that's all playing out. Next up, we have Bagel Graveyard, issue number 4. I think this is the final issue of this short little miniseries story. This is a book. Story's been fine. It's had its moments that have been kind of fun. The art, I really like the art. Well, I'll do it this way: the art is super super strong and super stylized and cool in some places, and then in some places it kind of fell down in the last issue. As far as panel structure goes and the layout and trying to understand what was going on in the scene. But it's been cool. Otherwise, I really like the colors on it also too. It's been kind of the classic, early 80s horror kind of thing. Hill Has Eyes, and some of the occult type movies and stuff has that kind of a vibe to it. So that's pretty cool. Checking it out. Issue 2 of the Redlands. Looking forward to reading this. I like the art of the first issue. The story was interesting. It kind of dropped us right in the middle of some action. It's almost like we were towards the end climax of a story is kind of where we felt like I feel like we got dropped at, as far as like if it was a short story, that's what it would be. It was the big fight, the people held up in the police station fighting against something that's coming to get them and whatnot, and it's the aftermath of them getting got in that issue, and we kind of established these three or four powerful women, in this southern Florida town, and now we're gonna kind of see what's next, and I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing what is next. With some great art there by Vanessa Del Rey, and Jody Belair. Keep getting told it's not Belair, it's Belair. Jody Belair colors, and words by Miss Blair. So, look forward to reading that, seeing what that is. Red Hood and the Outlaws, issue number 14. This is Bizarro Reborn, part 1. Last issue, at the end of the issue, it ended with Bizarro having been juiced up on kryptonite. And for Bizarro, kryptonite is a healing mechanism, not a destroying mechanism like it is with Superman. So at the end of that, he's all hyped up on kryptonite and has been fixed, and he's back to full health. But now he's got this slicked over haircut, and he is seems to be super smart. So I'll be really curious to see how long this plays out. We go from Bizarro being kind of not dumb but simple, to like uber smart, and how long it's not going to last, but curious to see how this plays out with both Red Hood and Artemis. Should be some fun. Different artists on this issue. Doesn't have Dexter Soy doing the art, so we'll see how that translates too. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun book. Red Hood and the Outlaws has been enjoyable for at least 13 issues that I've read. So next up is New Superman. This is Equilibrium Part 1. New story. Issue number 15. New artists on the book. Even from last one, it's a Philip Tan cover. I'm really not digging Philip Tan artwork much anymore. The Clutches of the Suicide Squad. Last issue, it ended with the Suicide Squad taking out the Emperor Superman, and them kind of threatening that potentially that New Superman needs to be taken out too. That Amanda Waller has set it up to have them removed. So curious to see how this plays out, how he interacts with the Suicide Squad. New Superman himself is a great character. I really have been enjoying the story of him, coming into being a superhero. It has been very good. Ms. Marvel issue number 22. Really dug last issue after kind of being in a lull of going, this isn't a bad book, but it hasn't really excited me. I just don't know if it's not pushing my buttons anymore. I really enjoyed the last issue, kind of some more history and some thinking you know who people are and then you don't, kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that. And at the end of that issue, she exposed herself to who she really is, to this person. So I'm curious to see how that all plays out. Should be really, really interesting, I hope. Definitely been enjoying it. Book I'm super stoked to get, probably at the top of the list to read, or very close to the top of the list to read. Mr. Miracle issue number 2. Really liked issue number 1. This is the Nick Derringer, I think that's his name. Artist normally for Doom Patrol. his cover. There's also the Mitch Jared's covers, which I am actually going to go to those. I normally I pick the regular cover for most stuff most of the time, and I don't like going back and forth. So at some point I'm going to have to hunt down issue 1 and issue 2 of his covers, because I'm going to go to ordering those covers as the covers I'm going to get, because that's the art that's in the inside, and I like his covers. I like his style of art, which is awesome because that's what the story's inside. Anyway, really looking forward to this. The first issue, this whole question about did Mr. Miracle escape death, and how the outside world's kind of view him as clearly somebody who's maybe attempted to commit suicide or hurt himself. There's a war going on, with the Forever People, and how is that all playing? Where does potentially Darkseid, fit into this? His interactions with Barda. There's some strange stuff going on. Bard has brown eyes, Bard has blue eyes, just all kinds of really, really great stuff, and I'm super excited about that. Very, very excited about this book. Get to issue number 2. Issue number 12, or Kill or Be Killed. So officially a year's worth of Kill or Be Killed. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Elizabeth Brewster. Great, great work. Always enjoy the hell out of this book. Last issue was fabulous, where we really start the whole question once again: is the demon real? Is the demon not real? And all those aspects of it. There's some great narration in this of our narrator, who is our dude here, kind of talking to us as readers. With the basically embracing the knowledge that he's having a conversation with us, the reader, and I'm really enjoying the narrative of that in this book, and then the nutsy stuff that goes on. There's brilliant artwork by Sean and Elizabeth, of course, so makes it very, very much enjoyable. Oh, Hellboy and the BPRD, 1955. We're still hanging in 1955. And Cult Intelligence is this little mini-series worth called. This is issue number 1. More great artwork by Brian Chirilla in it, so excited for that. I think he really nails down Hellboy very, very well. I'm not sure who did this. This is a Rivera painted cover, which is pretty awesome looking too. Very much looking forward to this. Always like all the BPRD, the Hellboy BPRD stuff. It's just really fun going back and telling old stories of adventures that he had. They can keep doing this for forever. But yeah, super excited about this. It's always fun. I love Hellboy. So, and I love the universe. I love the Magnolia universe. So anything in it is always a joy for me. And I think I got this at like 60% off for whatever reason. Discount Comics was selling this at 60% off. So for me, a $4 book, what cost me, I don't know, $2 something, right? Threw it down on the floor, my invoice, and I was trying to look to see what 60% off was. So it cost me $1.59 or something like that. So yeah, good stuff, especially at that price. Hard to beat. At any rate, Black Science is back, issue number 31. So there's old Grant, now average man, not super smart Grant, versus, well, all the universes that they've kind of dipped through and whatnot is what it looks like here. Great, great cover. As always, Matteo Scalera, Matteo Scalera's artwork is absolutely brilliant. Rick Remender clearly gives him lots of breathing room to just fabricate this wonderful menagerie of universes and craziness that goes on in it, which is just really, really brilliant. Great, great work all the way around. Just, holding up his end of it by coloring it really well. So yeah, just excited to have this back and see what the hell is next. What's Grant going to do now that he's average Grant, having given his super genius away? Is he going to get that back? Did they get it back for him, or exactly what's next? Very interested in that. And finally, this week we have Detective Comics Dystopia. This is 964. At last, poor Clayface, that's kind of a bummer if they're going to wipe out Clayface. I haven't used Clayface well enough, in my opinion, yet. It's been one of the kind of things I keep hoping that they will do, that they'll address some Clayface instead of him just being a walking, breathing, talking utility belt. That he actually has an investment and they invest in the character in the story. They hinted at it at the beginning when they started the rebirth of the rebirth stuff with Detective Comics, that he might be something more, and then he's just kind of been in the background. So I'm hoping that we'll get a little bit of focus here before we get spun off doing the whole Tim Drake's back shenanigans that, me, I'll complain all the way through that because I'm not a Tim Drake fan. But yeah, very much looking forward to this, especially if it's going to address Clayface in some fashion. I really do like that cover. That's a cool cover. Just looking to see if I can see initials on it because I'm not 100% sure who that is. YAS. I don't know who Yas is. Anyway, that's my books. 18 books this week. I'm going to get to as many of those, like I said, as I can. If I can get them all knocked out, maybe I'll read some more of last week's. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about them on the Comic Roundtable. There will be a Comic Roundtable, 6:30 Pacific time, somewhere around in there. Not sure who all will be there. Even if it's just me, I'll be there. Not being around, but I'll be there. So I can antagonize people, if nothing else, right? So I'll be on. I'll talk some comics. We'll have a good time. So I hope to see you then. Have a great one, everybody.